Feeling the hustle. I was sitting with this morning and dropping into the epigenetics and asking the question, what is keeping us out of being present? What is keeping us out of our creative channel, our creative juice? And what was coming up in the epigenetics was really powerful. And I want to describe this in a way that you can really get it and understand it because there's nothing as powerful as empowering your system to know what's happening within your system. So we have got family traits, or if you want to use a different word, a stronghold. A stronghold is a pattern that's been passed on generational. And these strongholds then are kept alive with negative thoughts and really low vibration belief systems, fears, worries, anxieties, bitterness, resentment. Now, so you've got the stronghold, which keeps a hold on us. Then the mind keeps it alive with the toxic belief systems. And then what enters your system, because that opens a gate, because if someone else beside you has, say, got criticism and you've criticism stronghold in you, it means that there's a gate to enter more into your system. Or if you're watching the news or something, and there's a similar pattern being played out in the world, it's going to make you stronger. It'll make that stronghold stronger. So that's how your system can be accessed. So for me, what I was getting this morning in meditation was that it's about clearing these, demolishing a stronghold. What will demolish a stronghold? A stronghold, as I say, could be even when you're diagnosed with a chronic illness, okay, and you're being told by the medical system you can't heal it. That is a stronghold because it's from a doctor. It's from an authority that your ancestors believed, almost like God. So that's a very strong stronghold. So then you have to demolish it. So to demolish it, you need to demolish it with God. And God then will clear the toxicity of the mind and close with the spirit of victory all the entry points, the access points. So in this webinar, what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on all strongholds, which is stopping you from being present in your life and enjoying life and creativity. And I feel very strong, the stronghold of people pleasing through our epigenetics needs to be demolished. And this then will open us up to creativity and being more present in our lives. Also, the stronghold of failure, fear of failure, procrastination, not being loved, not fitting in. These are all very powerful strongholds, which for me, they should be demolished. So I'm going to work in this webinar to demolish all strongholds, which is keeping you out of your creative channel or the stronghold of if I leave, I'll be abandoned, I'll be alone, I can't survive. All these old patterns, strongholds which have come from the epigenetics, for me are important to clear. And I'll be working with the mother tree, working with God to break and demolish all these strongholds, and then to clear the toxic minds, and then to close the gates and the patterns, and then create new positive, self-loving, loving, kinder divine intelligence foundation and core practice. So ritual, for example, is very missing from our lives. I remember even I was thinking about this morning, I used to go and collect well water in my aunt's during the summer. And there was such, dignity and respect in bringing the water to the house. And then, at home, of course, we had the taps then, and then, we were taking it like consuming it without respect. So for me, ritual is important. Ritual is being broken, for example, that we've lost our supply chain of food. Where is it coming from? It's interesting. I'm in Palermo now, and I went to a family grocery in the countryside, and you're meeting the shop owner, and then you're finding about his children and his belief system. So it feels like there's integrity there and a connection with the one who's supplying your food. Through the supermarkets, we lost that. Through convenience of ordering food online, we've lost that personal connection and community connection. So in a way, we are breaking values and ritual with our food. We used to grow our own food, or we used to get our food from our neighbors, or exchange or bartering. And now that has been broken. So the ritual of food, the ritual of life, I remember it was in Japan, the tea ceremony, the ritual of the tea ceremony. These what may seem like simple practices are very important rituals in life to connect to the divine within us. So, where are you disconnected through convenience food, convenience lifestyle, convenience sex, convenience dating? Where are these systems demolishing, are breaking down the core values or the self-love that was once there? So in this system, in this webinar, I want to focus on really seeing where have these values been demolished and where have we been hijacked from by convenience or by addictions. So I'm going to work tonight very much with uh, what's coming in, ancestral trauma than your own trauma, which keeps you in addictions or you lost your values. So then to bring in self-love, not self-harm, self-love, where we neglected ourselves, where we abandon ourselves, where we abuse ourselves, where we allow us to be manipulated, or where we downplay abuse. So all these are very strong strongholds, which for me, they need to be addressed and worked with and demolished and clear the minds from these systems. So we go back into being fully present and enjoying life and having our own power of our food, our voice, our health, our connection with each other, our brotherhood, our sisterhood, our family system with integrity and support, and the community system back into restoration, true restoration. And these old distortions that came into the system, let's demolish them, these old strongholds of abuse, neglect, corruption, lying, and bring back true values back into the system, true roots, true power of family restoration, community restoration, and brotherhood restoration, sisterhood restoration, to really go back into this self-love and this self-community support system, which was there at one point. So let's remember that and let's restore those values in our systems. This webinar is really going to address anything that's keeping you out of not being present, where you're running from yourself, you're escaping from your system, and any fears or anxieties which are stopping you from being creative and really connecting to who you truly are. So I invite you to be part of this webinar this evening. If you can make it this evening, you can watch it whenever you want. It will enter the Academy, and everything in the Academy is there, and it will match you exactly where you're at this moment in time. So I'm looking forward to opening this up this evening. And yeah, I'll see you there and we'll break these strongholds together, clear the toxicity of the mind, and then go into absolute self-love, presence, self-respect, restoration of love, restoration of respect, restoration of health, restoration of faith in yourself and faith in your own channel and connection. Let's do this together. I invite you to be part of it this evening. Thank you.